Share a dream, speak the truth, let some hope into the world.
Welcome to the third season of the Gennie Coe Show. This is the first episode of the school year, and I'm super excited because today I am with the student council officers and Mr. Yoder, and man, do they have a great year planned for all of us. So I want to introduce you to the girls. So ladies, tell us who you are and what position you hold.
I'm Ashley Coe, and I'm the vice president.
I'm Rachel Young, and I'm the president.
I'm Kylie Combs, and I'm the publicist.
Awesome. So girls, it's the Friday before homecoming. So when everyone comes back to school next week, they're going to see the school transformed. So tell us a little bit about what they're going to see in the hallways.
So for homecoming week, we're gonna have 5 theme days, and Monday's gonna be underrated sports. So you dress as sports you don't really hear about much, like underappreciated. Tuesday's gonna be strictly business, so you dress in suits or business attire. Wednesday's Adam Sandler Day, so you can either dress as an Adam Sandler character from a movie or just like what he wears on a general day. And then on Thursday, we're gonna have generations. So the freshman class are gonna be babies, the sophomore class is gonna be toddlers, juniors are gonna be adults, and seniors are gonna be elders. And then Friday is gonna be purple out for homecoming.
Awesome, which leads me to ask Miss Kylie about our t-shirts.
Okay, so our t-shirts, we're hoping to start selling them on Thursday the 15th. They'll be sold the whole week of homecoming and at all 3 lunches, and they're going to be $15.
That's awesome. And you two ladies helped design them this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. I've seen the design and it's pretty amazing. Y'all did a great job.
Thank you.
Ash, tell us about the homecoming parade. What night is it? What time? Where does everybody need to be?
The parade is Monday the 19th. It starts at 6:30, and if you're in the parade, you need to be there around like 5:45 to 6. Or if you're on the court, you also need to be there around 5:45 to 6. And we will be meeting at the bank for the courts, and you'll be getting assigned to your Jeeps. And then we're just going to be traveling down Main Street to the high school for the community pep rally.
Awesome. So you guys, I'm sitting amongst the leaders of the school, and they have big servants' hearts. So I have some quotes I want them to share with us today. So, Rachel, how about you read this one? And Ash, why don't you read this one?
All right. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care, by John C. Maxwell.
Awesome. That matters. And these girls and the entire student council has really big hearts. And so they've got a really big year planned for us. I'm so excited to get to see how it all unfolds. And so I'm really proud of you guys. So keep leading us well. Ash?
Good leaders must first become good servants, by Robert Greenleaf.
Perfect. So girls, as a thank you, just like in our past years, I am a Dreamer journal for you girls, and I am a Dreamer sticker decal that you guys can put anywhere you want. So the biggest thing is I want you to write down your goals and your dreams, find a good spot for it so you can come back to it often and go make those dreams come true. All right?
Thank you.
All right, good luck, ladies. There you go. So that was a special treat to have the girls with us talking to us about homecoming, but now I have a bigger special treat because I have Mr. Yoder with us. Hi, Mr. Yoder.
How are you, Mrs. Coe?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me today on the show.
My pleasure, thank you.
Tell the student body how many years you've been at Bernie High School.
This is my 19th year at Bernie ISD, 18 of them here,
Wow.
one at Champion High School when we closed down.
Right.
But 19 years total of my 35 years in education.
19 years of 35.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's some longevity.
Yes.
All right, so also tell us about student council. How many years have you been leading the charge for our student body?
Well, of my 19 years here, I've spent 17 as the student council sponsor. Actually 16 here, one at Champion when we were there. It happened when I came from Missouri. I had a coaching background, but coaching is a different animal here in Texas, and my girls were in 4th grade and 1st grade, and I know the kind of commitment that coaches make here. So I was looking for something else to be involved in student activities, and student council was right in my wheelhouse.
To pour into hearts of many, which you've done, which is awesome.
Thank you.
the biggest part of leadership to me and to you, I know, because I've witnessed you do this, is serving and pouring out into others. And you're teaching that to our kids here. I know you lead BOA as well. Talk to me about BOA and what that means to you and how it came about, and how long have you served there?
Well, ironically, my first year here, my daughter Jordan was in 6th grade, and that's when they used to do BOA with 6th graders. And she was at Fair Oaks Ranch Elementary, and I was asked to fill in for the last 2 days for a former teacher, Mr. Dovzak, to supervise the BOA student leaders. So I got to experience BOA not only with my daughter while she was there for 2 days, but as the student leader director. And I just love the way that the high school kids serve as mentors as they shepherd those kids through those activities at BOA.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, that's another way to reach out and to kind of shepherd those kids, to take care of those kids.
Right.
And it paralleled what I was already doing in student council from 2004 to 2010 when we reopened here.
It's perfect.
So I asked the school district if I could be the student leader director, and they said of course. So it's something that I've really enjoyed I've been doing it for 15 years now.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So Ashley, who is in student council, when she was in 5th grade, I got to go with her. So I experienced BOA as a chaperone, and I just loved every part of it, just everything. It was amazing.
Well, you know, those 5th graders, they're so impressionable.
Yes.
And they're growing up way too fast.
Yep.
And so it's great to have the kind of high school kids that we recruit and train
Yep.
to be with those kids, to be fantastic role models, and
Yeah.
let them know it's not about self.
Right.
It's not about looking at me and what I'm doing. It's about how can we all enjoy this experience together.
Right.
And the kind of kids that I'm able to take, especially the ones I took last year, just really embody the idea of taking care of the young kids so that they
Yeah.
can have a great experience while they're there.
And they do have a great experience. Thanks for sharing about that. Also, so other things that you do outside of this place, you don't just work here as an English teacher or a student council advisor or a BOA instructor. You also have things outside of this place. So tell us a little bit about you personally.
Well, I'll talk mostly about football officiating. I was a volleyball dad for my daughter Peyton when she was here through 2015. And then a friend of mine who had been trying to get me into officiating for probably 10 years said, you have no excuse, your kids are out of high school. So in 2015 I started officiating high school football. I moved up fairly quickly because I'm in the position of umpire, which is the one that stands with the linebackers.
Right.
And most officials don't want to be in the middle of the game.
No.
But I don't mind it. I like talking to the kids and
Right.
working with them and spotting the ball. So I moved up fairly quickly. I'm on one of the top ranked crews here in San Antonio, and we've done some big games this year. And then 3 years ago I was recruited to do some sub Division I college football games, Division II, III, and JUCO here in Texas.
Wow.
And Oklahoma, so I've been doing that as well.
That's awesome.
Just love it. But more than anything, it's a way to connect with other men, especially on the football field in my crew.
Right.
But also enjoy a wonderful game of football. At the same time, enjoying being around teenagers
Right.
in the midst of them on the field. It's a very physical game, but it's also something that's very joyful and is a big part of their Texas experience growing up here.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Can I talk about theater?
Yeah, tell me.
So I was a theater kid in high school. I went to a small 2A school. My graduating class had 70 kids. So everybody did everything: band, theater, athletics.
Yeah.
And so I did theater in high school, and I was fairly good. But then when I moved to Texas, we had a teacher here at Bernie who had faculty members on their musical productions from 2005 to 2008.
Right.
I was in Titanic, I was in Annie Get Your Gun, and I was in Footloose. And then when she went to Champion, they didn't do that any longer here. But it relit the candle or the fire for theater. So there's a local theater, Bernie Community Theater, right down the street.
Right.
And I typically act in at least 1 or 2 productions a year outside
love
of school
that.
once football's over. I just like the balance of like the two parts of me, the physical with football and the humanities or the connection with art in theater. So it just kind of keeps me balanced and well-rounded, you know?
That really speaks to me in the sense of what these kids are about to dream into their futures, right? And maybe they have something set in their mind, which is awesome. Go for it. But it also can speak to what it can be just to look out there and be more well-rounded and just try all different things, try new things. That's what I hear when I hear you share about your life and how you've poured in what would you want to tell the kids when they're dreaming into their bright futures?
Well, when I think about a 4A school like Bernie, one of the reasons that I like teaching at a mid-sized school versus a large school like a Reagan or an O'Connor is that we like the kids to be shared among activities here. Like we have kids that are athletes that are also in theater and choir and band. And so I'd like them when they're young to dip their fingers into all sorts of things to see if it's something that interests them.
Sure.
Not just as a high school experience, but something they want to do as a lifetime. And I think oftentimes kids feel like they have to specialize in one thing and be good at one thing.
Right.
But I think as an adult you can concur that life is better looked at from a vision where you are able to do many things well, and not just one.
Absolutely.
And I think that prepares them better for life to just kind of be more viable and meaningful people who live life on a level that's, you know, comparable.
Absolutely, because it's a really amazing life out there, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
I love it.
So much.
Thank you so much for sharing with us today and what you mean to our campus and everything that you do for us. I want you to close us out with a quote you gave me actually last year. Mr. Yoder means a lot to me. He's taught my girls. He has Ashley this year in student council. And he brought this quote to me last year, and I put magnets on it and I keep it on my desk. And I read it often, just like I want you guys to read quotes often. It helps you just dig deep and inspire yourself and to believe in yourself. And Mr. Yoder helped me with that. So I think it was only fitting that I hand it over to you so you can read it to the Bernie Greyhounds and inspire them today. Would you do that for us?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right.
A little background. So I love F. Scott Fitzgerald. He's my favorite writer. Teaching The Great Gatsby is the highlight of my school year every year. And I was looking through some quotes and found this one by Fitzgerald himself about what it means to kind of not let yourself be mediocre or comfortable. Mrs. Coe is on a short list of people that I gave this and printed it out to, so I hope you know how much you mean to me as well. So, for what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case too early, to be whoever you want to be. There's no limit. Start whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it, and I hope you make the best of it. I hope you see things that will startle you. I hope you feel things you've never felt before. I hope you meet different people who have a different point of view. I hope you live a life that you're proud of, and if you're not, I hope you have the courage to start over again.
It's awesome. Thank you, Mr. Yoder. To all the seniors out there, I hope you heard every word and you dig deep and you dream big, and we'll see you next time.
Speak the truth, let some hope into the world.